We're about to go to Publix and do some grocery shopping. Jesse's house sitting for Allie for about a week, so we need some groceries. This is really the world's tiniest grocery list. We made our way to Publix. I'm doing grocery shopping. There's delicious veggies. Got a pretty full cart. Vegan. Nice shirt.
Close in the dark.
Nice. I got a chance to go to the P.O. Box, and I haven't been in a while. There's actually a package in there that I wasn't able to get, so I'll have to get that tomorrow. But I did get some cute postcards and letters. My first one is a really cool one with kangaroos on it. This postcard is from Jess from Australia. Jess wrote me a really cute card, and I was reading it, and you said that your beagle's name was Winston, and I was wondering, I feel like I remember from a CTFXT email vlog there being a beagle named Winston, and I wonder if that was a postcard from you that you sent to them. But thanks so much, Jess. This is super cute. Here is my next letter. It is sealed with some duct tape and my name. Alright, my next letter is from, I think it's J-A-E, and it's a super sweet letter. Thank you so much. And Jay did some research on mermaid tails, because I talked about in my vlog that we're going to need a mermaid tail for the next movie that we're working on. And Jay did some research and sent me a paper that shows a store where you can buy them. And this is really helpful, so I'm just going to check this out. Thank you very much. My next letter is from Danielle, and Danielle asked me a few questions. The first one is, when did you decide you wanted to become a filmmaker? Sorry if that has already been asked. This is a hard question for me to ask because I've always kind of liked film but never really knew I wanted to be a filmmaker. My mom is somebody who loves film, and my dad too, different kinds of movies, and I've been exposed to all different kinds of movies. I used to watch, the Oscars every year, and I don't know, it was always really magical to me, and I really liked, at a young age I started liking scary movies. I loved Alfred Hitchcock when I was younger, but I think I really knew for sure that I wanted to be a filmmaker as a career until high school, when the Sarasota Film Festival did a young filmmaker showcase, and they allowed kids in middle school and high school to make movies and to submit them to the festival. And my senior year, I actually won the category, and I was kind of like, yes, I'm going to be a filmmaker. So yeah. The next question is, are there any tips you could give me to making my dream come true? That's a pretty broad question, but I would say just don't give up. In any field where you're doing art and you're forced to kind of put yourself out there and to be criticized, and it's really it gets personal sometimes, and it's hard to stay motivated and to okay, I changed my mind. Those are good tips, but I always kind of say that, like, don't give up. And a lot of people say that. I have another more interesting piece of advice. I would say don't ever believe that you're entitled to anything. Like, don't expect that you will get anything. Everything you get in life, you have to get yourself. And people are going to help you. I couldn't have done anything without the people who have helped me in my life. But what I mean by that when I say that is that you have to work really hard. It's your dream, and you have to make it come true. And you can't expect other people to just give you things. You can't expect to, win awards every time you go somewhere. You have to work your butt off, and it has to mean something to you in order for you to get it done. And I hope that makes sense. I don't know. If you just expect everything to work out perfectly and it doesn't, you'll be really disappointed. And it's all on your shoulders. Like, if you want something, you have to go after it and make it come true. And the next question is, did you ever doubt yourself in pursuing this career? I don't doubt myself very often because I know this is the one thing I love more than anything. But I definitely get nervous that I won't be able to make it my living. But I think the point where I doubted myself the most is when I applied to get into the Florida State University Film School twice, and the first time I didn't get in, and I was just crushed because I was so worried. That was my whole plan, and I didn't know what I was going to do or how I was going to be a filmmaker and how I was going to go to film school. And I remember all the other kids in the film school seemed so much more advanced than me, and I just was very, very worried. And I was like, why am I even going to the school if I can't go to film school? But then I stuck in there and I applied again, and I made it in the second round, and I'm so grateful for that every day. Then the last question is, what do you edit your videos with? I use Final Cut Pro. That's something I've been using for about 6 or 7 years, so I'm really used to it, and that's what I like. It's a really, really expensive program, but in high school I used Final Cut Express, which is a lot cheaper, and just better for the kinds of things that you're probably making in high school. So if you're looking to get Final Cut, I would get Final Cut Express at first. But honestly, I also, for my vlogs, sometimes I use iMovie. I don't edit my movies on iMovie, but for vlogging, iMovie works just fine. So yeah, those are all the questions. Thanks, Danielle, for sending that. My next letter is from Rachel, and she sent me some really, really cool photographs. I really like this one because I don't get to see snow very often, and that looks really cool to me. Rachel sounds really interesting to me. She is majoring in biotechnology, and she's a dance instructor for hip-hop. And I'll tell Yuki and Justin that you think they're good dancers. Rachel asked me if she'll be able to buy a DVD of In the Grove after the film festivals. My original thought is that I didn't want you guys to have to buy a DVD. I wanted you all to see it for free, since you guys have been there for me, and you've helped me do this. So I want to put it online for you guys to see. I guess like afterward I'll see if people still want to buy a DVD even though they can see it for free online, and I could definitely make that possible. But I want you guys to be able to see it for free. Like I said, it's going to have to take a while because I'm not allowed to have it online when I'm entering into festivals, but it will be up there eventually. My last letter is from Chris, and he sent me this really thoughtful letter and a book that he actually got published. And the way he describes it is, so a thank you for sharing your life and watching you make your dreams happen. I've sent you a copy of my book that I just had published. This is my dream and a way to share my life. The last 7 years of my life are included here, and each piece is something personal in my own life. And it's a book of poems that he's written over 7 years, so they're just little snippets of his life, and I think that's really interesting and personal. And I appreciate you sending this to me. I can't wait to read these. Look who got a haircut! Very nice short ears, I love it. So sassy. Yeah.
How can you drink this?
Alright, we have family over and they made some martinis and I just took one sip. I'm like, this is way too strong, so I'm just gonna have a glass of wine.
The Bronx.
Keep me the wrong directions. All of a sudden they go through and talk.
First thing you gotta do
Oh my
is,
God, you're gonna be.
you gotta get a good vodka.
Okay, good vodka.
There's only 2 ingredients.
Okay.
The first is a good vodka.
Okay.
From Belvedere, of course.
A Belvedere vodka.
Okay.
From Belvedere, Mass. Belvedere,
That was from Mass.
Oh yeah.
Okay, tip number 1, good vodka.
Good vodka. Tip
Okay.
number 2 is a decent vermouth.
Okay, what's vermouth?
Vermouth is something you add to give it a little bite. Otherwise,
Okay.
you're drinking straight vodka.
Not a sweet vermouth.
Yeah, a dry vermouth.
Dry vermouth.
Okay.
And the other key is to make sure that everything is really cold.
Okay.
The vodka needs to be in the freezer, and the vermouth needs to be in the fridge.
Okay.
And preferably, you keep your glasses in the freezer as well.
Is it cold? When you're drinking the vodka, when you're drinking a martini, is it better to be like out in the middle of the winter, or is it better in the summer?
Well, that's a very good question, and I don't know the answer. I haven't studied that in any depth. But I enjoy it regardless of the season, quite frankly. I put in, you can put in anything from 12-to-1 ratio to 4-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
What did you do?
I put in a 6-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
So I had 3 jiggers of vodka to 1/2 jigger of vermouth,
Okay.
which I think is optimal. And Jay enjoys it, so he agrees.
It's very smooth.
Yeah.
And very cold.
Now, some people think, when you ask for a martini, there's 2 things you need to ask for. One is, do you want it straight up or not? If you want it straight up, and it goes in a glass like this. If you want it on the rocks, it's in an old-fashioned
Oh,
glass
I didn't know that.
with cubes. The other thing is, do you want it dry? How dry do you want it?
That's let.
And dry is, if you want the drier, the less vermouth, the drier the martini.
Got it.
Some people go so far as to go a little medicine thing where they actually put a couple of drops. Some people just waft the vermouth over it, you know, to get the dryness there.
I hate wafters.
Yeah. Some people would just whisper the word vermouth. But basically, you want it dry. People like it dry, but you need a little bit of a bite. So cold, good vodka,
What about the
a little
olives?
bit of vermouth, and some olives. You need the olives as well.
Dinner is ready. That, believe it or not, is a piece of fake chicken. Looks pretty real. Me and my dad, we got the fake chicken. Everyone else is having, what is fish is that?
Cod
Cod.
and pilaf.
Yum.
Which song did you play?
The Wonder of You, Elvis Presley.
Ah.
That was it. We
And
all
that's
want to
when
hear
He
it.
coaxes them.
We all
He'll
want to
be
hear
like,
it.
Chris
Does anybody have?
like,
how pretty that is?
Do you want me to sharpen it?
That looks delicious. So check this out. I have moved my computer back to Allie's house. There it is. There's Justin's and there's Jesse's. This will be our office for the next probably 5 days. We can work on stuff and motivate each other to get stuff done while we have our little like office space. But yeah, it's time for me to go to bed. I'm so tired because I took Allie to the airport this morning, so I'm like exhausted. So I'm gonna pass out. And I'm gonna try and work out tomorrow and get a lot done. Can I show them what you brought home? It's a bag of bread. A garbage bag of bread.
I already ate one. I'm gonna eat the next 3 over the next day.
Oh my god, I'm going to bed. Good night. Good night.
I like girls that don't like me. I wonder if we'll ever meet, but chances are you're not for me, 'cause I'm not sure about anything. No, waking up too sick to see, step back, breathing, just fucking breathing. Let's pretend it's you, not me. Fake looks fake, eyes fake, everything. No, waking up too sick to see, step back, breathing, just fucking breathing. Let's pretend it's you, not me. Fake looks fake, eyes fake, everywhere. So motion, motion, don't use the notion. I'd rather throw you in the ocean. I'm not sure about anything, but chances are you're not for me, 'cause I'm a little hard to please. I like girls that don't like me. I wonder if we'll ever meet, but chances are you're not for me, 'cause I'm not sure about anything.